Was there any media there? Because I haven't seen anything in
Yeah,
the
well,
news.
supposedly there was a lot of media out the front, and when they got told that the charges were all dropped, they quietly dispersed and disappeared. I'm not afraid to get a smack in the mouth as such, but what the police did that day was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Completely wrong. The police should actually get stood down and fight, if not charged, and face the laws that they're trying to uphold.
On the 29th of May last year, the second day into Melbourne's fourth of 6 COVID lockdowns, a group of mates were issued with a move-on order when they travelled to the city to protest the harsh so-called health measures.
You'll be given 5 or 10 minutes to move on.
As the men walked back to their cars, ready to go home as ordered,
Intersection. Tell you guys to go, we just want to go home.
police pounced.
They're charges with affray, resisting arrest, disobeying Cho's orders, and I think there might have been one or two extra, but yeah.
After bashing the group, police charged all the men with multiple offences, including Jay, who police initially attacked by running across the road and punching him straight in the face.
What's happened now?
They dropped the charges. Cost me money. Drop the charges and go away.
Dropping the charges means what?
I'm innocent.
They
And
knew
we always were.
So after hunting the group down, bashing them, locking up one of them for at least a month and dragging him through court for 14 months, then the state just quietly dropped all the charges at the final hearing and paid Jay's costs for that one day.
Keep your eye on the bloke with the puffer. Which one? The puffer jacket, that's Patterson. With the back in? Yeah.
They didn't care about anybody else. They just wanted Nick. They purely targeted Nick, and I was the one that was in front of everybody else. So I was just going to be the first pick off to instigate the blue.
And it worked.
Yeah, they got what they wanted.
Well, they knew he was going to defend you.
Yeah. That's the type of bloke Nick is too.
So if you're innocent and their whole argument is they came to defend you.
They're all innocent. And we were. Like, we did nothing wrong. We got told to move on order, and we moved on.
On that date, police dislocated Patterson's shoulder and jailed him for an entire month before a magistrate let him out on bail, all because he ran to defend his friend that now has been proven innocent. But the state has still not withdrawn Nick's charges.
Doesn't that make your argument?
It does. It does. And I can't wait to... I mean, look, they might tomorrow say, you know what, we're gonna throw this all out. I mean, there's a new prosecutor on my case. I was in court today for it. I meant to have a 10-day trial in November. That's not going to happen. They're moving it back. The directions, they've got another directions hearing at the end of November. Maybe this prosecutor that we've got now will do the right thing and actually look at the evidence and go and realise, I can't prosecute these people.
I'm just baffled because I don't know how, like, even if they thought they had a case until now,
I know.
I don't know how they can say, how they can stand up in front of a jury. You're going to be in front of a jury and say, these guys assaulted us. They would need him to be found guilty of a crime to justify their actions against him, to be able to say that you assaulted them. But now that they've dropped everything and now that Jay has a case against police, well,
it means that they've made the admission that that they've done the wrong thing, essentially, because they violently assaulted Jay. You know, they punched him twice before we did anything. They ran across the road, they pushed him, grabbed him by the neck, they pulled his head down. He pushed back to get his head free. That's what I saw. You know, I saw it. It was right in front of me. I know Jay very well. He's a very good friend of mine. And you know what I want to say about Jay? He's an honourable man because he could have had an easy out. You know, they said, look, just plead guilty to this one charge, this lesser charge, and you get a slap on the wrist and we'll remove the other ones. But he said, no, I know it's wrong. I'm going to endure to the end. And those who endure to the end, they're the ones that make it. They're the ones that get the result. And he did it for all of us as well. And he did the right thing. And I'm really grateful to be a friend of his because he's got merit in what he's doing, and he's got honour to do what's good and what's correct and hold his ground all the way through, and he did it. And because of that, now it's going to be a lot easier for us to get a good result.
They try to get me on disobeying Cho's orders, which obviously means I'm guilty of something.
Yep.
Which they couldn't even get that.
So they went all the way to final hearing,
Yep.
and on the day of your final hearing, they dropped it and paid your costs for the hearing. Why do you think it is that the mainstream media on the day, and if there was a bad outcome for you, they would have run it. But
Yeah,
as
100%.
soon as you're found innocent, and the scandalous story that Victoria Police have hunted down a man, ran across the road, punched him in the face, dragged him through the courts for 14 months, and then just dropped it.
They want everything to disappear.
The cops do, but why do you think the media is not?
Oh, well, they're part and parcel with the cops, aren't they? They work hand in hand with each other, which is not good. Like, obviously, my son, trying to be a responsible role model for my son, he sees it on the paper, me getting cuffed on the ground, and I'm getting phone called off him, Dad, what's going on? You know what I mean? He's 14 now, but he was 13.
And so he's seen those photos in the media.
Yeah. Which obviously went around his school, and
How'd that feel for you at the time?
yeah, it's embarrassing.
But now, when you've been cleared, you should be able to walk in and show your son on the front
definitely.
page, just like it was that day, going, hey, look, you see, it was the police who were in the wrong.
Yeah.
But now you don't even get an article on the 17th page. You get nothing. If anyone else had done what the cops did to you that day, what would happen?
I think, yeah, a lot. A lot.
They'd probably go to jail.
Yeah.
Running across the road and punching someone in the face like that.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
Shane Patton says that COVID enforcement has bruised Victoria Police.
Right.
The only person that I see bruised in that interaction was Jay and you.
Yeah, exactly. They put me in jail for 29 days based on me actually defending my mate because they were committing a crime. They put me in jail for 29 days. They were allowed to do that. They had the system enabled that. So the problem isn't just these police, it's actually the system as well. So corrupt people doing corrupt things, being violent, power's gone to their head, but also the system enabled it as well. So that has to change. We need to expose these police for what they've done. We need to prosecute them, and we need to we need to change some things in the system so it can't happen again. That's what I'm going to do. That's all that I can do now. I don't have any other options. It's all about that.
Well, you know what? On behalf of many Victorians, I'd say thank you to people like you who stood up in the darkest days and that were willing literally to cop the hit and for what's right.
No worries. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this report and you think it's as important as I do, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share it far and wide, because the mainstream media has once again proven that they failed to share an ending to a story that doesn't fit their narrative. Then head over to followavi.com and sign up to the mailing list, and follow me across socials just in case they ban us from the platform you're watching this on right now. Followavi.com. Never miss a thing.